Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be going over one of the main strategies I use for booking hotels. I've used this strategy to book deals like a cozy hotel in central Tokyo for $51 a night, an upgraded room at a Hilton hotel in Phoenix, Arizona for under $100 a night, and even a nice 4-star hotel with breakfast in Prague for just €1 a night. My strategy to book these hotels is simple. All it requires is using Google Hotels and one other tool that I'll get into later in this video. But first, let's look into Google Hotels. Google Hotels is one of the best free tools available for looking for hotel deals. You can easily search for places to stay most anywhere in the world, and it shows you hotels and other kinds of places to stay from a wide variety of websites. This makes it better to use than other websites like Booking.com or Expedia because they only show you a limited number of hotels. Google Hotels has a calendar view to help you find the cheapest dates, and it's very easy to look through. And it shows you real reviews to reference once you find a place to stay. All of this can really save you a lot of research time. Where Google Hotels isn't necessarily the best is when it comes to booking your hotel for the best price. With this in mind, it's best to think of Google Hotels mainly as a research tool. So first we'll go through the ways of finding the absolute lowest hotel prices using Google Hotels. And then later in this video, we'll get to actually booking those hotels. So let's get into Google Hotels. There are 2 different ways to search for a place to stay on Google Hotels, and they depend on how flexible your travel plans are. The first way is good for when you don't know where you want to go, but you do know when you want to go there. To get started, just put in your dates. Let's say we want to travel from February 2nd to February 9th. Once your dates are selected, click Done. And now you should have a map with a bunch of prices. Go ahead and zoom out as far as possible, and then click Update List. Or you can just check the Update List When Map Moved box. Now we don't have any filters set. So you're just seeing random hotels selected by Google. So let's set some filters. We're looking for a super cheap place to stay that's still nice. So let's put the maximum nightly price at $50. And then we can filter by hotels that users rated at least 4 out of 5 stars. We're definitely going to need Wi-Fi, so let's check that filter off. And there are really a ton of other filters that you can play around with, but that should get us started off. Now you can see that the map is showing us fewer options. But there are quite a few places to stay within our search parameters. I see there are some options in Mexico, so let's check them out. I've always wanted to visit Guadalajara. I see there's some low prices there, but I did notice a few of the options are hostels. I'd rather have a private room, so I'll filter for that. And I can already see that there's a great deal at the Hotel Real de Castilla. But we'll come back to this search later to see how to actually book it. The second way to search for a place to stay on Google Hotels is for when you know where you want to go and when you want to go there. Even though this can seem like a more simple search, Google Hotels is probably the easiest place online to see all the hotels available and their prices in one place. Let's say we know we need to stay in Orlando from February 12th to February 14th. Instead of searching around on a bunch of different websites to figure out where the best place to stay is, we can just type in our search to Google Hotels. I want to aim to pay under $100 a night, and I'll check off the filter for hotels with an average guest rating of at least 4 out of 5 stars. For this stay, I actually want to stay at one of a few specific brands, so I'll check them off in the filters. Let's see what we find. It looks like this DoubleTree by Hilton would do the trick. It's around $100 a night, which is a whole lot less than what the other brands I searched for are charging in the area. So now that we've seen how to use Google Hotels as our research tool for finding a place to stay, the other tool that you'll need to get the best possible price on hotels is a booking tool. This booking tool should either be the hotel's own website or a third-party website like Booking.com, Expedia, Agoda, or wherever else shows the cheapest prices. Still, when possible, the best option is to book directly with the hotel when you find a good deal on Google Hotels. If you're looking at a chain hotel that you found on Google Hotels, let's say Hilton, then you definitely want to book directly on the Hilton website. Most of the large chains guarantee that they have the lowest price directly on their own website. So if I do find a lower price when searching on Google Hotels, it's usually possible to ask them for a price match. Most brands offer an additional 20 or 25% off of the lower price when you do this too. The thing is though, we don't always want to stay at chain hotels. A lot of non-chain hotels don't have their own websites. And sometimes when they do, it's not actually possible to book your stay there. When this happens, then it's time to find a third-party website to book your stay on. Keep in mind that our list of third-party websites actually includes Google Hotels too. So let's take our examples from earlier and book some hotels. Going back to our search in Mexico where we knew when we wanted to travel but not where we wanted to travel to, there are a lot of hotels for under $39. But the Hotel Real de Castilla looks like it has a lot of really good reviews. It is worth keeping in mind that sometimes the information fed into Google Hotels from other websites will lead to a few of the filters not working perfectly. So it is important to check your search results rather carefully. The filters do seem to have done the trick for this search though. So to book it, let's see if we can book direct. In the About section, Google does show that this hotel has a website. So I put my dates in and update the occupancy to 2 people, all in Espanol. But strange, the hotel's website says no disponible or not available. This leads me to think that their site doesn't work well for booking. No worries, let's go back and try Google's first recommendation, Expedia. Just let me solve this super fun puzzle first. Looks like it's bookable. And bam! The price works, and with taxes it's about $46. That's within our $50 budget, so let's go for it. After you've looked through general price trends on Google, it may even be possible to find cheaper rates on other search sites. Let's try it on Kayak. And after letting it load for a minute, it looks like Kayak is quoting $40 a night before taxes. So this time it turned out to be cheapest to book the hotel on Expedia via Google Hotels. But this really differs with each scenario. When it's not cheapest to book directly, it's good to have a handful of sites to search for the cheapest rates. I usually check Kayak and Trivago, since they've been the most successful with this for me in the past. And now let's get back to our February stay in Orlando. It was starting at around $100, but I think it's better to book with free cancellation if the cost isn't that much more. So just check off free cancellation and the prices go up a little bit. Now the cheapest price is showing as Priceline, but when I click through, that's actually a non-refundable price, not what I want. So let's go direct to Hilton's website. It should be the cheapest. Looks like it's $116 a night with free cancellation. I'm willing to pay a little over $100 since I can get free cancellation. If I had just gone on one of those other brands' websites, I would have never known this deal exists. So that's why it's really important to search with Google Hotels. And the whole thing took me maybe 5 minutes. So, how about you? Do you have an upcoming trip that you're going to use Google Hotels to find the best hotel for? Have you already used Google Hotels and found an awesome deal? Let us know in the comments. By the way, y'all, this is just one of a bunch of different travel tricks that I have to get the best prices for everything travel. So if you enjoyed this one, then make sure to subscribe to my channel and see what other videos I have to help you travel better. I also have a video to help you out with using Google Flights to find the best possible flight deals. So definitely check that out too.